Is one of the main highlights. So I wanted to choose very carefully where and how to do it. And I see today that this was the right choice. And I'm very happy to be here. So I hope you enjoy the movie finally in Athens.
We're very happy as well. It's a great honor. Thanks for being with us tonight. Δεν είμαστε μόνο οι δυο μας σήμερα, το ξέρετε, το είπε και η Μαρίνα, δεν είναι μυστικό. Έχουμε μαζί μας τρεις φίλους, δικούς σας, δικούς μας, του Μιγγέλ. Να τους καλωσορίσουμε όλους μαζί. Ξεκινάμε από την κυρία της παρέας, Άννα Παπαθανασίου. Η Άννα είναι τρίτη φορά που κάθεται, πανεβαίνει στη σκηνή του Gagarin. Έχει κάνει άλλο ένα πάνελ την πρώτη χρονιά και έκλεισε και το πρώτο Gimme μαζί με την μπάντα του στους Πούτα Βολκάνο. Αργύρι, μην κοιτάς αυτή την κουρτίνα, έλα. Στέλιος Προβής. Έλα, yes. So, Miguel, first an obvious question. How on earth did you think about making a film about Greek rock revolution, like the Greek rock scene? What got into you?
Well, you know, I've been listening to rock since I can remember. And like 2-3 years ago, I was bored and I started to look where all the bands I like are coming from. And maybe out of 20 bands, 10 were coming from Greece. So I was like, what's happening in Greece? So this idea came in mind. And then, you know, 10 years ago, I was Erasmus student in Greece. And in Greece, there are thousands of Erasmus students in Athens or in Thessaloniki, thousands of students. I was Erasmus in Volos. So we were 25 Erasmus students. Volos, Thessaloniki, Skylάδικο. So we were 25 students only. We became like a family. And last September, it was our 10th anniversary, and we all said, oh, we have to meet again after 10 years. Yeah, sure, you know, people were very excited. And 10 years later in Volos, I was there alone. I was the only one who went after 10 years. But that month, in September, all the bands I wanted to put in the movie, they had 2, 3, 4 concerts in that month. So it was a very beautiful casualty because of that, I mean, I didn't have an excuse. I had the project in mind, and I had all the bands performing in 1 month. So I just had to go for it. I contact them, and we make it happen. So now we're here.
So Anna, someone contacts you, like someone comes to you and says, I want to make a movie about the Greek rock scene, about your band, I want your band in it. And he's from Spain, he lives in Berlin. What did you think? How did it sound to you? Like,
why the fuck no? Yeah, sure. He sounds interesting, and he is interesting. I mean, if somebody is interested in what is going on in the Greek scene, why is there so much reverb? Like, I can hear me bouncing. So, yeah, I think you take part in it.
Argeris, same question. What did you think? Like, he must be fucking crazy, or it's about time someone made a film about us?
Well, I didn't know nothing. Andreas told me, hey, Archie, this Spanish guy is gonna make a movie with us. I said, okay, all right, yeah. And 2-3 months later, I forgot everything about that. It was September. I was watching this guy, you know, going like a tourist, but not tourist, you know. He's in the States, but he doesn't know that many people. He was, hello. I saw him in the next gig, and the third one. And then I asked my bass player, who the fuck is this guy? And he said, he's the guy that is gonna make a documentary, you know. Oh, the Spanish guy.
So is this the famous line that got on the film, who the fuck are you, man?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we met another 4th time.
The last one, yeah.
I saw you more than my mom.
The last one you talk.
I was chasing them all over Greece to make the interview.
Στέλιο, In a recent interview, Miguel said that of all the things that he lived with you, like he was here for 1 month filming and following you around. One of the memories that he cherishes the most is the Planet gig at Stavros Niarchos Foundation. How did it feel like for you having this huge production, this big crowd, and Miguel filming it for a movie?
I think we thought that this was the perfect condition, the perfect. We were lucky that he came at that September here because we had our biggest headline show. So he was there, he was a witness, he captured it, and then he came at Street Mode Festival. We were all there, so it was. I think it was convenient for Miguel there. We thought like. If a Spanish guy decides to do a documentary about Greek music, something is happening here. It's not, we're not dreaming.
Yeah, something that Miguel has said that it's a cultural phenomenon, and it's not taking the media attention that it deserves. Miguel, how do you see that? Like,
yeah, well, first I want to say that the interview with Planet of Zeus, you know, was particularly interesting.
I was there.
Yes. So the interview is like, I don't know, 3 hours or something, and it was really hard to edit because the whole thing was very nice. So I'm up to, in the future, to put it online, the whole thing, because it was really good. So we just had some beers, we were talking, and it was really casual conversation, a very, very good one. And I was going to say in regards of your question, but I don't remember what was it.
yeah, after so many beers, yeah. You said that that what's happening around us is a cultural phenomenon and it should get much more media attention.
Yes, actually, about the concert in the Star House, it's very hard for me.
You know the place.
You know what I mean. That was a very, thing that is showing what's happening in Greece because it was not only 6,000-7,000 people. It was families, it was kids, it was old people, it was every kind of people. And this shows a scene. It's not only some young people following rock bands, it was a whole thing happening in the center of Greece.
But mainstream media never paid attention to that, right?
No, that's one thing. Rock, arts in general, and rock in particular, make people feel, make people get together, make people mind to go some places, and they don't want this. So they keep it low. When I published the trailer, it had 100,000 views. And nobody from Greece wrote me, From the US, they were writing, from Germany. Here only like underground magazines or small radios, but...
You have also said that this is a scene from ordinary people to ordinary people for ordinary people, and there's a bond between the bands up here and the guys down there.
I wouldn't call these ordinary people, but...
No, they're not. But...
Sometimes we are.
Well, all the bands in the film, they talk about this solidarity and camaraderie between the bands. So Anna, how do you feel, how do you perceive this solidarity between all of you? And how does this work?
Solidarity?
That's what you say.
I said it.
These are not my words.
I said solidarity.
No, not you, but everyone. Like,
I don't know. I cannot answer the question.
Αργύρη, can you? How about this camaraderie, η συντροφικότητα, όλο αυτό που βγαίνει προς τα έξω, όλη αυτή η αλληλεγγύη μεταξύ σας.
Yeah, but we don't have nothing to prove to someone, We just like to play loud music, I don't know.
So you've been, sorry.
Plus, nobody's expecting anything from us.
Yeah,
we're not supposed to sell.
You're just making music, and what you say in the film is that you that you won't make a living out of it, but you play nonetheless because you want to express yourselves.
Yeah, plus if it's shit, we're gonna share it with each other. I mean, Arguita's gonna be like, "What do you play sucks," and it's not gonna be a big deal. We're gonna love each other at the end of the day, I guess.
Still, you know that you won't make a living out of it, but you play nonetheless, you tour across Europe and the world, and you've been around for so many years. Is this fair? knowing that you won't make any money out of it, you won't ever be like a professional band?
Well, there are two answers to that.
Yeah.
First of all, we are a professional band, and it doesn't matter if we earn a living out of it.
Sure.
We do it as professionals, so we are. And they are, and he is. He doesn't make a living out of movies. I know that. Well, he told
No,
me.
he doesn't. I know that.
Other than that, we just play. I think we all play because we need it. That's it.
Just to express yourself.
It's not expression. It's not only expression. I mean, we have fun even playing. Even you know, when we play just the four of us with no one around. It's funnier when you play on the stage, but
You know,
either way, it's fun. You know?
Music is a universal language, so
And you've been around, Night Stalker have been around for almost 4 decades, since the 90s, and you go into the 20s now.
because we didn't die, you know.
So, is it something that has always been like that, Argiri, or it's just like in the last 10 years, like you can't make so much money out of it, although you're professionals, like you can't make a living out of it?
Yeah, I think it's the last years that something better happens, you know. Because early 90s, we were playing with rocks, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to hear like that.
I think the goal for everyone, I mean here, is to grow bigger. And I don't mean just ourselves. I mean the whole thing. More bands to come around, more bands tour, more bands recording albums. You know, grow bigger.
Yeah, Miguel, where do you see these guys in 5 years, 10 years, I don't know?
Well, I disagree with you. I think you are not there yet. I think the potential of all the bands is not even halfway. And one common thing of the scene is that all the bands are getting better and better in the very recent years. Actually, you guys are going to Europe now, to Desert Fest. Night Stalker is having a big presence in Europe now.
I'm gonna come and live in your house in 5 years.
Yes. Yes, and I think it's going there. And what they were saying about the enjoying and all that, I think one of the difference here is that the 7 bands in the movie, they've mostly been independent. And this is a thing that you sometimes when you have some good thing, you don't realize it. But these guys are cool, are down to earth, are humble people, and there is always this label, money, business thing going around like a vulture. And you know, when it gets to you, it's changed people. I'm not saying it's gonna change them, but it has happened in history many times. You know, all the rock stars, they were normal people before. So it's a threat that they will all have to face as becoming more and more big out of Greece. And I really hope they're gonna stay the way they are, because then this Greek rock scene will survive.
Okay. Είναι κάποιος που θέλει να ρωτήσει κάτι, να προσθέσει κάτι, να πει... Κανείς? Ο Αργύρης κάτι θέλει να πει. Όχι. Πες κάτι τελευταίο, να πάμε στην ταινία, να κλείσουμε τη συζήτηση.
Ευχαριστούμε πολύ που ήρθατε εδώ.
Εμείς ευχαριστούμε, παιδιά. Αργύρης, Τέλειος, Άννα, Μιγέλ, thank you very much.